Study shows the more friends you have, the more stress you can handle. British researchers say endorphins have powerful pain-killing effects. They use this fact to test whether people with a larger social network had a higher pain tolerance. Katerina is a doctoral student at Oxford University who worked on this study. She joins me now from Oxford. Thank you, first of all, for joining us this morning. I have to ask you, this study is suggesting that friends are better than morphine. Can you explain?
Yeah, so endorphins are our body's natural painkillers. And in fact, studies have shown that they're more powerful than morphine if you consider them at the same dose. So obviously, if you think about taking morphine, if you're really in pain medically, that will, provide a better analgesic and a stronger pain relief than, socializing with your friends, just because, we don't release so many endorphins. But yeah, our study really suggests that, perhaps, people that interact more and have this higher endorphin activity in the brain may, be less sensitive to pain.
Okay, now, just to be clear, are you talking about having a larger social network in real life or on social media?
Yes, so in our study, we were looking at real life. So we asked individuals to list the people in their sort of two closest social layers. So this is people you contact approximately once a week and once a month. But it may well be also relevant to, for example, cases like Facebook. So other research has shown that the number of friends we have on Facebook is related to, how many social contacts we have in real life. But obviously, the relationship may not scale because, some people have, 1,000+ friends on Facebook. And we think it might sort of really be sort of the main social bonds that are sort of important in this relationship, the people who you really see and rely on and interact with, quite often.
So very quickly, can you talk to us a little bit about your method and how you tested your hypothesis?
Yeah, sure. So endorphins are a bit tricky because they basically stay in the brain. So it's very hard to measure them directly without, for example, extracting spinal fluid. So an alternative we used was a pain tolerance test because we know that endorphins are strong painkillers. And in particular, we used something called the wall sit test. So people who are keen gym goers might know about this. So you basically have to squat with your back against the wall and your knees at a 90-degree angle, like you're sitting on a chair but with no support. And so that was what we used to measure pain tolerance. And in terms of the social network sizes, we asked questions relating to frequency of contact and also how emotionally close people felt to their social network members. And of course, one of the things that we had to consider was that it may be that fitter individuals, are better at doing this physical, test of muscular pain. So we took that into account in our analysis. And, we found that, pain tolerance, was still an important predictor of how large our social network was. And in fact, an interesting finding that we had was that fitter people tend to have smaller social networks.
Oh, because they have a higher tolerance for pain. That's interesting.
Yeah, well, no, they didn't, although they had a high tolerance for pain, that wasn't why they had smaller networks. So this is sort of something that intrigued us. So perhaps it's just because they have less time, to socialize if they spend all their time, in the gym.
Oh, I see, okay. Well,
but we also think that, endorphin release is triggered by fitness, by, exercise, and when we socialize. So perhaps they're alternative means to get this sort of feel-good chemical release.
Okay, well, some interesting findings there. Katerina Johnson, doctoral student at Oxford University. Thank you so much. Fascinating study.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.